Good morning, children. I hope you've all had a good weekend. This is a maths video for you to help you with today's starter and to also help you with today's learning on your main task, okay? So you've got a times table grid which for question 1 on your starters, which you're used to filling out now. Remember, though, you might need to do the inverse to find some of those. Then you've got area and perimeter. Now, Mrs. Taylor has even given you the formula here for how we find them. Can I remind you, for area, that is this space inside, okay? So that's all these different squares or rectangles inside, okay? So I've split it 4 ways down here and 5 ways along. Okay, which means I've got 5, 10, 15, 20 different squares inside there, which means my area is 20 meters squared. In other words, I've done 4 times 5. And remember that in this little cross section here where there's a right angle where it's perpendicular, we have multiplied those sides together. So to find the area, I do 4 times by 5, which is 20 meters squared. And perimeter, remember, certainly in my class, I say the phrase, if I say perimeter, you say, and you all respond to me plus. So we know we need to add for the perimeter. Mrs. Taylor has told you we add side A and side A, side B and side B. Well, here is the rectangle. We've got 4 and 5. Now, if I put my fence around the rim, the outside, I'm not going to only just put my fence here and here, because otherwise my garden's not going to be totally secure. I need to also put it here and here. And if this side here is 4, that means this side here is 4. If this side here is 5, that means this side here is 5. So the perimeter would be 4 add 4, 5 add 5. Well, 4 add 4 is 8, 5 add 5 is 10, which means I get a perimeter of 18 meters. So in here, I just need to put the answer 18, and in here, I'd put number 20. Okay, so remember, perimeter is adding, and you need to do all of the sides, not just 2 of them. You need to make sure you go all the way around the outside, and area is length times by width, so you times the 2 numbers together. Okay. Some of you have got a challenge, okay, and it does say challenge above it. Now, I'm expecting certainly all of the children that usually would have the plus homework. You should all be completing this, okay? Now, if you have plus, then I would be possibly expecting you to have a go, but it is not compulsory. But if you do plus homework, you do need to do this challenge, please. Now, we did this during lockdown last year. Okay, and it involves having to split this shape into 2. It's a compound shape. We've got shape 1 and then we've got shape 2. Now I can see that this length here is 3 meters. Okay, we can see that here, and this length here is 4 meters. These would also be green, this side would, because it's going in the same direction as these 2. But I don't know this side, but I need to use the fact that this is the longest green side. That's green and that's green, that's 3 and that's 4, so I can work out this side. Now, if I use yellow, that side's yellow, that side's yellow, this side's yellow, because they're all going in the same direction. The longest yellow side is 20. This part is 12. I don't know this part, so I do need to work that out. Okay, and then to find the area of each individual shape, well, here is my right angle, so I'm going to be multiplying these 2 sides together to find this shape number 2's area. And then shape number 1's area, well, I'm looking for that right angle. Here it is. I will work that one out with some maths, and then I can multiply those 2 sides together. So 3 and something to find shape 1's area. And then I add them together. So I then do shape 1's area, add shape 2's area, and that will give me my total area in meters squared. And obviously perimeter, once I found out this green question mark and that yellow question mark, I'll be able to find my total perimeter. Because if I say perimeter, you say plus. So I just need to add up all the sides around the outside, and I would tick them off as you add them. But the first thing you need to do there is certainly find those 2 missing sides, and it helps if you coordinate them if they're going horizontally or if they're going vertically. Okay, so that's how you would tackle that question. Now, your main maths today, the big sheet, is involving finding fractions of amounts, including unit of measure conversions as well. So it is quite tricky, but you're pretty good at your unit of measure conversions now. So you will need to remember your basics. You will need to remember that there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter, that there are 100 centimeters in a meter, that there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer, there are 1,000 milliliters in a liter, and that there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. You will need to remember those and how to get from each of them. So just as a quick starter point, here is my 1/4. In fact, I'm going to do it slightly differently. Okay, so here is my bar. I'm going to split it into 4 because my denominator is 4. So I split it into 4. And in this question, this bar represents 30, whatever that could be, sweets, elephants, whatever. And now I want to find 1/4 of them. So I only want to find this measurement, which means I'm going to have to split 30 into 4 groups because my denominator is 4. And I know half of 30 is 15 and half of 15 is 7.5. So each of those are worth 7.5. So 1/4 of 30 is 7.5. Therefore 2/4 of 30 would be 15 because it's 2 lots of 7.5. 3/4 of 30 would be 3 lots of 7.5, etc. Okay, now moving down to this question, we have done this before. If I want to find 1/5 of 60, I'm going to draw a bar and I'm going to split it into 5 different groups. There's my 5 groups. This time the bar represents 60, so I'm going to underneath it put the number 60. That's all of them together. To find out what one of them would be, then this part here, I need to split 60 into 5 groups because that's how many groups I've equally split it into, and 60 divided by 5 is 12, so 1/5 is 12. These are all representing 12. So 2/5, both of these would be 2 lots of 12, which is 24. 3/5 would be 36. 4/5 would be 48. 5/5 would be 60, funnily enough, a whole. Okay, so that's how we're tackling those basic questions. And some of you have got those to start with, which are fairly straightforward. You just need to divide by the denominator and then times your answer by the numerator, times it by the top, divide by the bottom, times by the top. Now, some of you have got these slightly harder questions, which involves 1/3 of 90 meters in centimeters. So I'm going to first of all starting by drawing my bar. I'm splitting it into 3, and this is representing 90 meters. And I want 1/3, which is just this part. So I'm going to have to do 90 divided by 3, which is 30 meters. Now, the question, though, wants the answer in centimeters. So I need to know that 100 centimeters is 1 meter. So to convert my 30 meters to centimeters, I need to times it by 100. So I'm going to times 30 by 100, which is 3,000 centimeters. And that would be my final answer. Okay, now 2/3 of 90 meters in centimeters. So same thing again, I draw my bar, I split it into 3. What is the bar representing? Well, it's representing 90 meters. I want to work out 2 of them, so I want this part here. But in order to work out 2 of them, I need to work out 1 first. So I need to do 90 divided by 3 because that's my denominator, which is 30. So each of these are worth 30. Well, then clearly, if 1/3 is 30, 2/3 is going to be 2 lots of 30, which is 60 meters. But my answer is in centimeters, and I know that 100 centimeters is 1 meter. So to convert 60 meters into centimeters, I'm going to times by 100. 60 times by 100 is 6,000 centimeters. So that would be my answer there. Okay, it is quite tricky. You will need to do some workings out. Now, 1/6 of 12 grams in kilograms. So again, I draw my bar. I'm splitting it into 6 groups. Okay, and I'm saying, well, in this question, it represents 12 grams. Because that's the number I've got. And I want to find out what 1/6 of it. So funnily enough, I'm going to divide by 6 because that's my denominator. So 12 divided by 6 is 2 grams. So each of these are worth 2 grams in this question. Now, the question wants 1 of them, so I only need to focus on this part here, so that's fine. So it is 2 grams. I don't need 2/6 or 3/6, for example. However, the question wants it in kilograms, okay? I need to then convert my 2 grams into kilograms, and I know that 1/3 1,000 grams is 1 kilogram. So to get from grams to kilograms, I divide by 1,000. So I now need to divide my 2 by 1,000. Or 2 divided by 1,000. Divided by 10 is 0.2. Divided by 10 again is 0.02. Divided by 10 again is 0.002. So my answer, 2 grams in kilograms, is 0.002 kilograms. And that would be my final answer. So I'd type in 0.002. 5/6 of 18 grams in kilograms. Right, again, my denominator is 6, so I'm drawing a bar and I'm splitting it into 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here it is. They're 6 equal groups. And in this question, it's representing 18 grams. There it is. So I'm going to divide my 18 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, my denominator, which is 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3 grams. So each of these are worth 3 grams, which is fine. The question wants me to find out what 5/6 of 18 is. So I need to make sure I include all 5 of them. Here they are. That's 5 lots of them. So I'm going to do 5 lots of 3, which is 15. So 5/6 of 18 is 15 grams. Okay, because I want 5 of them. So I then need to put 15 grams, though, into kilograms because it says in the question in kilograms, and I know 1,000 grams is 1 kilogram. So to get from grams to kilograms, I divide by 1,000. So I'm going to divide 15 by 1,000. 15.0 divided by 10 would be 1.5. Divided by 10 again would be 0.15. Divided by 10 again would be 0.015. So 15 grams in kilograms is 0.015 kilograms. So 5/6 of 18 grams in kilograms is 0.015 kilograms. Okay, and the final question we will look at, 3/4 of 180 millilitres in litres. Well, what's my bar going to be? How many groups am I going to split my bar into? Well, my denominator is 4, so I'm going to split it into 4. Okay, and in this question, it represents the number 180 millilitres in the question. Now, I want how many groups? I want 3 of them. Now, I need to work out what 1 is first, and I'm going to divide it by 4 because my denominator is 4. 180 divided by 4. Remember, if I'm dividing by 4, I can half it and half it again. Half of 18 is 9, so half of 180 is 90. Half of 90 is 45. So each of these are worth 45. And that would be millilitres in this question. So 1/4 is 45 millilitres. I want 3/4, so I want to make sure I work out what these 3 here would be. So I need to do 3/4 is equal to 45 times by 3. Well, 90 add 45 is 135 millilitres. Okay. Now, the question wants that in litres, though. So I need to now convert my 135 millilitres into litres. So I know my basic, that 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres. So to convert from millilitres to litres, I divide it by 1,000. So I need to divide 135 by 1,000. So 135.0 divided by 10 would be 13.5. Divided by 10 again would be 1.35. Divided by 10 again would be 0.135 litres. And that would be my final answer. So you do need to do multiple steps of working out. You do need to make sure you first of all divide the number by the denominator, divide by the bottom times by the top, and then you need to do your unit of measure conversion as well. So you've almost got 2 or 3 steps you will have to do for this, but hopefully this video has helped you. Remember, you can pop us a message and we will always get back to you as quickly as we can. Hopefully you find this okay. We are doing this for the next few days, so don't expect to be super whizzy at it yet. You need to build up your skills and confidence. But remember, last week's learning, converting unit of measures is going to help you. You need to go back to the basics, work out how we get from one to the other as your final step to do your conversion. So good luck, and we look forward to getting your work.